I was one confused and scared little girl. I would hide under the covers in my bed, or I would go into the closet and hide behind my clothes.
Susan Folger could always tell when her parents had been drinking.
There was never any physical violence, but there was verbal violence. I got wrong messages about myself, about what love is, about relationships.
Susan says her home life made her feel like an outcast.
I didn't really believe I fit in with the other kids. I thought everybody else had successful and loving families, and I thought mine was not like that. And so I was probably angry, thinking that I had been, quote, dealt a wrong hand.
She found that drinking and smoking marijuana helped dull her pain and gave her a shot of confidence.
I became a person that I thought I wanted to be, very outgoing, very outspoken, and very loud. I would get aggressive, thinking I was very witty and funny and entertaining, and actually people probably wanted to run from me.
Over the years, her abuse of alcohol and prescription drugs affected every area of her life. She had 2 failed marriages and was later arrested several times on DUI charges. She felt helpless to change and at one point even considered suicide.
I just gave up hope. I was ruining my health. I was ruining my relationships. I was so unhappy and making everybody that loved me unhappy too.
After a 3rd DUI, Susan went into a court-ordered 12-step program. It opened her eyes to the possibility of a higher power. Seeking spiritual answers, Susan turned to the occult.
I sought help through self-help books and New Age type books. I also attended seances and psychic events, psychic fairs, and had tarot card readings. I think that they made my life actually darker. The bottom line is that I was seeking peace. I was very miserable, and I would have paid anything to obtain that peace. It never entered my mind that I could reach out and ask for help from my Creator, from God.
Susan was given her 4th DUI after police pulled her over for erratic driving, and she tested positive for prescription drugs. Susan was then sentenced to 5 years in prison.
I was absolutely stunned. I couldn't believe it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to prison. I'm going to prison.
The only book that Susan was allowed to take with her was a Bible her sister had given her. With time on her hands, she started reading.
Amazing things started happening as I'm reading that Bible.
She also began to attend prison chapel services.
As the days went on and I got clearer and clearer, I realized how very messed up I had been for a very long time. God started working my life in very personal ways, amazingly personal ways. In my heart, there had been brokenness. In my heart is where I was asking the Lord to come in and change me. Jesus started becoming real to me. I started understanding that Jesus is the Son of God.
Early one morning on the bunk in her prison cell, Susan surrendered her life to Jesus.
I knew I was different. I had this love in my heart, this unexplainable, amazing love in my heart. I knew I was different. I knew my life had changed, had taken a turn, and I knew everything was going to be all right.
Susan was released from prison after a year and left behind her addictions to drugs and alcohol and all involvement with the occult. She tells her story in her book, I Went to Prison to Be Set Free. Susan now lives in Austin, Texas, where she serves in a local church.
Jesus is well aware of each person's issues, of their struggles. He's their Creator. He knows their hurts, and He wants to help. But He's a gentleman. He has to be asked. Oh my gosh, He's there, and He loves with an amazing love. He changes. He makes beauty for ashes in everyone's life. He'll do that for anyone.